Welcome to today's edition of the Exploring Mining podcast, featuring stock news from TSX, TSXV, CSE, ASX, NASDAQ, and New York Stock Exchange mining companies, plus interviews with CEOs and leading experts. Hello everyone, this is Sam Mowers here. Welcome to another episode of the Exploring Mining podcast. For news today, we've got the latest from Alcoa Corporation, Vista Gold, International Zeolite, and Newbreak Resources. But just before we get into the news today, a quick reminder that if you enjoy this podcast, please feel free to share it or leave us a review. And as always, I recommend checking out some of the other podcasts on investorideas.com. Some of these include the Cannabis Podcast, the Clean Tech and Climate Change Podcast, along with many others, all of which will bring you up to speed on the latest stock news and trends in their respective spaces. All right, so Alcoa Corporation, which trades on the NYSE under the ticker symbol AA, has announced that the Portland aluminium smelter in the state of Victoria, Australia, will immediately start reducing its overall production due to operational instability. Specifically, production at the smelter will be reduced to about 75% of the site's total consolidated capacity of 358,000 metric tons per year. Bill Oplinger, Alcoa's Executive Vice President and Chief Operations Officer, said, quote, "Our teams are focused on safely taking the production offline and working to restore stability across the facility. Completing this task in a controlled fashion is our priority as we work to improve operations." End quote. Stock for Alcoa is down 11.86% at the time of recording. Next up, Vista Gold Corp, which trades on the NYSEAmerican under the ticker symbol VGZ, has announced results of its most recent surface exploration program on two specific areas within the exploration licenses, or ELs, at its Mount Todd Gold Project. The company's president and CEO, Frederick Ernest, says, quote, "The ELs at Mount Todd encompass 1,650 kilometers squared and are largely unexplored. As part of our annual exploration program for the ELs, we collected more than 600 rock chips and soil samples from an area of interest covering 1.6 square kilometers on the Cullen-Australis structural corridor. The results demonstrate strong geologic similarities to the area in the mining licenses where we previously delineated 4 highly prospective exploration targets through our 2021 to 22 drilling program. We are encouraged by the tenor of these results, which reinforce our belief that the Mount Todd land package has tremendous discovery potential." End quote. Stock for Vista Gold is down 2.64% at the time of recording. Moving along, International Zeolite Corp, which trades on the TSXV under the ticker symbol IZ, an international supplier of sustainable zeolite-infused products, has announced that its production plant in Jordan, Ontario, Canada, has achieved operational readiness. Consequently, the plant will begin producing the firm's proprietary zeolite nutrient delivery products later this month. Mark Perlman, the company's president and COO, explained, quote, "This is a major milestone for International Zeolite. Growers have been asking to trial our products in both soilless and soil environment. With the production plant in operation, we are positioned to supply commercial trials, moving us from a pre-commercialized environment to revenue generation. With rising fertilizer costs and a demand to reduce greenhouse gases, IZ's line of infused zeolites is positioned to transform agricultural practices and offer a solution for food security issues facing growers as they need to address climate change." End quote. Stock for International Zeolite Corp is up 4.17% at the time of recording. Lastly, for today, Newbreak Resources Limited, which trades on the CSE under the ticker NBRK, has increased the land position at its Moray property near Timmins, Ontario, to 2,894 hectares from 1,856 hectares. The company's president and CEO, Michael Farrant, said, quote, We're extremely happy to have been able to strategically increase our land position at Moray. While we know that the Moray property hosts significant gold potential, it also uniquely hosts the potential for the discovery of critical minerals. This was a very easy way of adding shareholder value extremely inexpensively." End quote. Well, that does it for today's Exploring Mining podcast. If you'd like to be a guest or sponsor for this podcast, please contact InvestorIdeas.com. InvestorIdeas.com reminds all listeners to read our disclaimers and disclosures on the InvestorIdeas.com website. All investment involves risk, and this podcast is not meant to be an endorsement to buy or sell securities or products. To hear more InvestorIdeas.com podcasts, please visit InvestorIdeas.com/audio. And a reminder, you can also hear our podcasts on Apple Podcasts, Audible, Spotify, TuneIn, Stitcher, Spreaker.com, iHeartRadio, and most audio platforms available.